Hello again, everyone. Chris here. Today we're going to do a web scraping project, but we're not going to stop at scraping. We're going to take messy HTML data and we are going to structure and clean that data and turn it into real world insight that can be used. Now, this is books to scrape. They are perfectly fine with being scraped. It even says so in the title. We love being scraped. That is what this website is for. Not every website is okay to scrape, so we're going to be using this one today. So step one is, what exactly are we doing and why are we doing it? Otherwise, we could go a million different directions. We're going to scrape books to scrape and turn it into structured intelligence, including visuals. Now, in order to have good data, we are scraping books. We need to define what a book is. And in this case, I've decided a book has a title, a price, and a rating. And that's basically all I care about. But in order to have a book in my data, all three of those properties must be present. Now, scraping the data, first of all, I need to run this cell. Scraping the data, I have gathered the URLs and I'm going to loop over them. I'm only going to do the first 5 pages because this can become ridiculous and it happens very fast. In my case, though, I'm working with a very slow internet connection, and when I've tested this, it's not running quickly. So I'm going to run this. Maybe it'll happen quick, maybe it'll take a while. And it's not running. There we go. There's page 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm getting lucky today, 5. So now I have scraped all of the HTML, gathered all of the data that I want, and created all of my books and stored them in my gathered books list. Now, structuring this data, what I'm going to do, that's awesome, that video glitch. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run this code again. That will generate my CSV file here. Here is the data that I have gathered. There is quite a bit, 101 books. And we have a view of our data right here. So we've got this junk in the price column right there. That's got to be cleaned, and these ratings are in text form. We've got to fix that. So the next step is to clean this up so it can be used. Now, cleaning the data, I had to get rid of the nonsense in the price column, so that could be numerical format. Did that right there. So we can see now price is now a float 64 object. We can take a view of that data and see that the symbols and formatting stuff are gone. And now we're also going to fix the rating column here. We're going to turn that text into numeric format. So now it is mapped the way it should be. And we can see that we now have our title objects, our prices, and our ratings in numeric format. Now, one good bit of data to have from something like this data set filled with books is going to be the proportions of ratings. So what percent of these books are 1-star ratings, what percent are 5-star, what percent are 3, and that's what I've done here. We can take all that messy stuff and run a bit of code, and we can see 22% of all of the books have a 1-star rating, 19% of all the books have a 2-star rating, 22% have a 3-star, 18 is a 4-star, and 19% have a 5-star rating. There's 100 ratings in total here, which is interesting because there was 101 books. Let's see, did that count it counts the headers row, so that makes sense. We have 100 books. And now we can move on to data visualization. We can see the distribution of price across all books, and I have vertical lines for the average book price and the median book price. This data is generated data. I can tell by looking at this, we're not going to see anything super interesting across any of these, but we have our kernel density estimator showing the skewness and everything. We can also see it for 1-star books. We can see it for 2-star books. These distributions do vary a bit. See it for 3-star books, 4-star books and 5-star books. We can also view a scatter plot showing the relationship or lack thereof between price and rating. And here it is clear there is no linear relationship between rating and price. So there is a demonstration scraping unstructured data from books to scrape, structuring it, cleaning it, and dressing it up for presentation.